So what is mapping at first? So at first, suppose we have two sets, A and B. There are two non-empty sets. Non-empty set means those A and B are not the null set. So some elements belongs to set A and set B. Now, what is mapping? Now, mapping means there is some correspondence between the set A and set B. What is the meaning of correspondence? Now that means a rule. Rule means whatever we have already proceed, that is we know one name, one term that is known as function. So function is one type of mapping. Although there is some difference between the function and mapping, so you may at first time consider the function means a mapping. So a correspondence. So what is going on here? Suppose we have denoted the mapping with a name that is F. So we can denote the mapping in that way. F, then colon, then from set A to set B. Or you may denote it in that way from set A to set B, and over the arrow we are writing the name of the function or the mapping. That set A from where the correspondence is going on, that is called the domain. And from and where that correspondence is there, that is called the codomain. Okay, so how that can be possible? Suppose we have a set, we can visualize it. A, then we have B. There are some elements in between the A. Suppose we are denoting it as x1, x2, x3. That means we are writing x is belonging to the set A. Now for that, the function or the mapping is here, that is called F. And here we are getting the elements for B. At that moment, I have done the visualization like that. For x1, there is after F or the rule or the operation, it is going to be y1 in B. After x2, for x2 after F, it is going to be y2. For x3 like that. Suppose a functions means suppose fx is equal to 2x. So we are calling it as y, where x is belonging to A and y is belonging to B. So what is going on here? That is 2x. So that means y1 means practically 2 of x1. y2, that means 2 of x2. y3, that means 2 of x3. So that type of rule, that type of correspondence is different for different mapping. That is the first one called as the mapping conception. Domain and codomain. Then another one thing. So that is the visualization from domain to codomain. Now suppose we have x belongs to A, B an element. Whatever I am writing here or saying here, very important. X belongs to A, B an element which is associated with an element, and that is Y that belongs to B. So we can say the mapping in that way also. Then that y which is belonging to B is called the image of X. Remember, that is called the image. And X which is belonging to A is called the pre-image of Y. So that means you may consider a mirror. What is a mirror? Suppose that is a mirror is here. Now we are drawing a triangle like that, A, B, C. So whatever we are getting here, that is like A dash is here, B dash is here, C dash is here. So A is the pre-image of A dash. That means A dash is the image of A. Already we know. That is the same type of correspondence occurring in the case of mapping. Whatever is in the codomain, that is Y, that is always called the image of the X. Next one, very important thing, that is each element of A, each element of A has a unique image. So important term is here, each element of A. That means there should be no element of A has no image. So each and every element of A has a unique image. Now that unique image may change in a different way. That should also be discussed. But always remember the each element of A. And more than one element may have the same image. So once again, we are trying to visualize it. But each element of B may not be the image of an element of A. So three lines are there. Suppose we try to visualize it. First one, we are drawing the set A. Another set, that is B. So at that moment, we are drawing some elements of A. Whatever be the name of this. Suppose we are writing it as X belongs to A. So we are writing X1, X2, X3, X4, X5. Okay. Now we are drawing some elements for B. And Y belongs to B. So we are drawing Y1, Y2, Y3, Y4, Y5, Y6. Now the first one statement. Each element of A has a unique image. So we can draw in that way. X1 to Y1. Suppose the mapping is given as F. So X1 to Y1. Suppose X4 to Y2. Okay. And once again, more than one element may have the same image. So it may possible, suppose X2 has the image Y6 and X5 has the image Y6. So X1 has the image Y1, X4 has the image Y2, X2 and X5 has the image Y6. But yet now, the mapping is not complete, or we cannot say it as a mapping. Why? Because each element of A has a unique image. Here we can see the X3 is remaining in the set A, which has no image. So yet now it is not an image, sorry, mapping. If we draw like that, or the mapping is like that, that X3 has Y3 image. So we may call it an mapping. So that means each and every element of the set A or the domain, that is called the domain, must be associated with at least the image of codomain. Now, the third statement. Second statement, more than one element may have the same image, that is X2, X5 like that. And each element of B may not be the image of an element of A.
এই আগের জায়গাটা একটুখানি বলুন আরেকবার।
বলছি, look Y5, Y4. Y5 and Y4 are the two elements in B which are not associated with the image as the image of set A. So here the third statement is like that each element of B, Y5, Y4 are not associated with the element of set A. Second one, more than one element may have the same image. That is, more than one element means that is belonging to set A or the domain. Look here, X2 belonging to A and X3, sorry, X5 belonging to A. So those are the two elements which belongs to A or the domain. Now those both have the same image, that is Y6. So more than one element of A has the same image. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that three conditions may satisfy. The first one must be, that is a must condition. The second condition may be, at third condition may be. But if the first condition is not satisfied, then we cannot say it as a mapping. Okay, next one, term. The set of all images, the set of all images under F is called the range set, or also it may be called as a image set, and is denoted by F of A. Okay, so range set or image set, that means range means image. So here look at the thing, first one, FA. Why? Because we are writing F of X as equal to Y, where X is belonging to A and Y is belonging to B. So that one completely is a image set. Okay, that means the codomain. Now, not the codomain is the image set. Image set is practically the set of all the images only. Here I am just defining the difference. Here codomain in the mapping is the set Y1, Y2, Y3, Y4, Y5, Y6. But image set, or that is range set, is practically containing all the images only. Which are left, those are not belonging to the image set. So that may be Y1 as y1 is the image of x1. Now y6, it is the image of x2 and x5. y2, that is the image of x4, and y3, that is the image of x3. So that one is the image set or the range set. So that is difference between with the codomain. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next one, another one thing is important here. That means not only that, we have another one thing. That means we are calling it, that complete thing, as that one. So we are calling it as FA is equal to the image set. That one is called the image set and we are representing it. Next one, from here we can say, so FA is maybe equal subset or proper subset of B. Why? Because subset of B, that is true, because y1, y2, y3, y6, those are also belonging to set FA, and those are also belonging to the codomain B. So obviously FA must be a subset of or proper subset of B. Now equal subset may happen because the third condition, each element of B may not be. So may not be means it may possible. Suppose y4 and y5 are not present here in the codomain B. So they must be the equal subset, or then they must be equal. So that's why it has been written FA is equal subset of B. Okay, next, once again, we are proceeding to another one, some examples. Let A and B to non-empty sets. Then a subset of A cross B. Now, what is that A cross B? Already we know that is called the Cartesian product of the sets. And from here, whatever the terms we are getting, that is called the ordered pair. So ordered pair is after mapping we are getting is called, and that one is called a mapping. So that means the Cartesian product is important. A mapping from A to B. Remember, when we are proceeding with the Cartesian product or the ordered pair is there, the first one which has been written, the ordered pair must be like that. That means A belongs to A and B belongs to B. Same as if we write B cross A, that means from B to A. Okay, so always we can say that ordered pair AB belongs to A. So finally we can say here the mapping can also be defined as sets of ordered pairs. Yet now, okay, let's check.
Okay, sir.
Let's check some visualization problem with also visualization. Suppose the first problem I am giving, we have A is equal to A, B, C. That is the first set. And B is given X, Y, Z, W. Now the first problem. Suppose the mapping has been given like that. F is equal to A comma X, B comma W, A comma Z, C comma Z. So we visualize it. We have A, we have B. So we are drawing here A, B, C present in set A. So A, B, C. And there are also 4 elements in B: X, Y, Z, W. So according to our mapping, whatever has been given, A is mapping to X. So that means here A is mapped to X. That is our F, because F has been given. Then B is mapped to W. Then A has mapped to Z. Then C is mapped to the Z. Okay. Can we call it as a mapping? For a map,
No,
for a mapping, at first, all elements of A, that means the domain, has to be associated with B. Now that is true. A, B, C, all the elements are associated. So that is right. Second one, B may have some elements which are not image of any element of A. So here we are getting Z, that is also true. So yet now it is showing it is a mapping. But number 3, each and every element have only one image. Every element of A have only one image in B. Now look at the A. What is happening here? That is, A has an image X, also has an image Z. That means AX, AZ. That is not possible. So that is not following here. So we cannot say that one as a mapping. So not. Okay. So that is not a mapping. Second one, suppose another one we are proceeding. For the same set, F has been given A comma W, C comma Z, A comma Y. So let us visualize it. A, B. Here we have X, A, B, C, A, B, C, and here X, Y, Z, W. So according to that problem, A to W, so we are drawing A to W, then C to Z, okay, then A to Y. So first of all, that is also not a mapping. Why? Number 1, that is wrong. A has 2 images. That is not possible. Moreover, B belongs to A has no image. because each and every element of the domain has to be associated with the image of in codomain. So that is also wrong. So that one is also not a mapping. Let's check another one. Suppose that one has been given like f is equal to a comma x, b comma z, c comma y. Once again visualize a x, a b c, a b c, and another one for b, that is x, y, z, w. So we are writing the mapping a to x, no problem, b to z, no problem, c to y, no problem. So each and every element of the domain is now associated with the image in codomain. Moreover, w, that is remaining with no association, that is possible, that may be possible. So we must say that one as a mapping. Something is clear now for mapping?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So next one, some real example. Okay. Suppose the first one I am drawing here. The example is like that. We have given an f, that is n to r. N means the set of, can anyone say, all natural numbers? Set of all natural numbers. And what is the meaning of R? Na set of all real numbers. So that has been given in that way, that fx is equal to 1 by x, where x is belonging to natural number, because that one is our domain, that one is our codomain. Both the sets are infinite at first, infinite. So we cannot say anything about whatever be the numbers or the number of elements are there. But is that a mapping or not? Let's check. We have, suppose any natural number x1 belonging to capital N. That means in the natural number. So suppose we have y1, that is also belonging to real number. So what is fx? Now, for any real number, if we have y1 is equal to x1, sorry, 1 by x1, that is also belonging to n, because any real natural number, consider any natural number. Now, its reverse is also belonging to the set of real numbers. Okay, so that means we can say f of n, that is the image set, is a proper or equal subset of R. So we can say, okay, that one is a valid mapping. Let's check another one. So it would be more better. Suppose we have given f, and that one z to R. Z means the set of all integers, and R means the set of real numbers. Now, whatever the f of x has been given, that is square root of x, and x belongs to z. So is that the mapping is right or not. That means f is a mapping or not. Consider any real number, any integer, suppose 5. Now square root of 5, that is not a real number. Suppose square root of 3, that one is not a real number. So each and every element, so suppose we are considering that one as z. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever be the resulter. Okay, so it has f and we have the real number. Okay, now consider square root of -1. -1 is present. -1 is present in the element of z. Although we can consider square root of 5, that is 2.5, that as a real number, square root of 3 as a real number, but square root of -1, that does not belongs to set of real numbers, because that is a case of complex I. Okay, so not all the elements, not all the elements, that means any negative number, negative integer, sorry, any negative integer element of z has a image in R. So that f is not a mapping. The first one was mapping because from any number, any element from n, we can consider 1 by that number as a real number. But in that case, when we are considering the +1, okay, that one we can consider as a real number. Square root of 5, that is also possible. Square root of 3, that is also possible. But square root of -1, square root of -5, square root of -3, not all are the considering as a real number. Those are complex number. So that one is not a mapping. Up to that, clear something about mapping? So we can proceed. Any confusion yet now? Okay. Next one, we should proceed with the 4 terms. The first one is called the into mapping. Second one is called the onto mapping. There are more other terms connected, that is 1 to 1 or 1 1 and many to 1 or many 1. Now that 1 to 1 or 1 1, also known as the injective mapping, and that onto is also known as the surjective mapping. Whatever be the mappings are, we would visualize now. Okay, suppose I am drawing 4 type of mapping here. First one A, B. Okay, then we are drawing 3 elements here, and like that from A to another element here, suppose another element here, and from here another element, and we are calling it as a F, and we are writing it as 1 1 onto. just defining it. Once again I am drawing another one, so it would be better. A, then B. Now the first one, here I am drawing that one, that one, that one, that one, that one. So that one is called the 1 1 and into 1 1 and into. So what is the difference between onto and into? You may visualize it. In the case of set 1 1 onto, each and every element of A has only one image, not two elements has the same image. So here, suppose we have X, Y, Z, and here that is A, B, C. So X has the image A, Y has the image B, Z has the image C. So each and every element has only one image. Same as, suppose I am writing here X, Y, Z. X has the image A, Y has the image B, Z has the image C. But there is a small difference. B has no extra element which has no image, no extra element present. So that type of mapping is called the onto. At first 1 1, because why 1 1? Because 1 to 1, 1 to 1, 1 to 1, X to A, Y to B, Z to C, and no extra element. So that's why onto. Same as 1 1 into X to A, Y to B, Z to C, but no, some extra elements are there. So that's why it is 1 1 and into. Let's check mode to visualize. Second one, A, B. We have X, Y, Z. 1 1 1. Another one, suppose that one. Okay. So here we can say A to X, B to Y, C to Y, D to Z. Look here, not 1 1. A has the image X, D has the image D, Z. That means from A to X, D to Z, 1 1. But B or C. Okay, let me start once again. So once again, I am defining. A has the image Z, D has the image Z, but B and C has only one image, that is Y. So that type of mapping is called many one or many to one, but no extra element of B has. So look at the first one, 1 to 1 on to, no extra element of B. That means there is no element of B is here which has any pre-image associated. That type of image mapping is called onto. So that is also called as the many one or many to one, but onto. Let's visualize another one. That is our A, that is our B. So we are drawing a 1 2 3 1 1 like that. A, B, C. Here it is called many to one, but into. Because why many to one? A, B, C. elements are belonging to set A or domain. A, B, C has the same image. That's why many to 1. But Y is an element in B which is already extra in B. That means which is not associated with any element in A. That's why it is called as a into mapping. Yet now, is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Some more visualization with some real example. Now, always remember, when that is an onto mapping, it is called surjective. When that one is an one-to-one or one-one mapping, it is called as an injective mapping. So, suppose we have f z to z. Okay, not z plus, not z minus. So that is set of all integers. And f of x has been given x plus 3, where x belongs to z. Here, that z means the domain. Okay, so let us visualize once again. Is that a onto mapping or into mapping? We have z, that is the domain, and we are drawing some elements. Not, we cannot draw all the elements because it is an infinite set. And another one, that is our codomain, that is also our z, that means set of all integers. So whatever be the elements are. Suppose at first we are considering one element here, that is plus 1. So after operation with f, that is x plus 3, that means 1 plus 3, 4. So that plus 1 belongs to z and that plus 4 belongs to z. Okay, suppose plus 5. So after the operation, we are getting x plus 3, that means 5 plus 3, that is plus 8. So that plus 8 also belongs to z, that means our domain. Okay, suppose minus 3. Okay, now minus 3 to plus 3, that means x plus 3, that is minus 3 plus 3, we are getting 0. That 0 also belongs to set of integers. So that means whatever be the element of z, that is our domain. After the mapping, that means x plus 3, that is x belongs to z, whatever be the mapping, that is x plus 3, whatever the image we are getting, that is y, that always belongs to z. Here the z is the codomain. So no element in codomain exists which has no pre-image. That means there is no extra element in B or codomain present. So that type of mapping is practically an onto mapping. Okay, let's check another one, which is into mapping. Let's check. Suppose the f has been given and f is here, n to n. N to n. Okay, and f of x has been given as 3x, where x is belonging to natural number. Okay, so that is our domain, that is our codomain. At that moment, for your visualization, I am writing in that way, that n for d, n for cd. So that would be for you n of d, and that one n of codomain. Suppose we are writing some elements here. Each and every set, domain and codomain, both are infinite. Suppose I am considering the first one element as 1, second one 2, third one 3, fourth one 4. Anything. It may be 5, it may be 6. So after operation, suppose the first one, I am getting an element, and the mapping was f of x is equal to 3x. So the result is here 1 into 3. We are getting 3. Very good. Next one, that is 3x, that means 2 into 3, that means 6. Very good. Suppose 3, we are getting 3x, that means 3 into 3, 9. Okay. Suppose 4, so that is 3x, that means 3 into 4, that is we are getting 12. So you may say, okay, that very good, each and every mapping is happening. I have started with 1, 2, 3, 4. There are some elements. Suppose I am thinking 1, I am thinking about 2, I am thinking about 4, I am thinking about 5. Just only 4 elements I have written in NCD, that means in the codomain, which are already blank, because there is no possibility of getting 1 from any one of the element of the domain. There is no possibility. We cannot get 1, because for 1 to be present as an image, then we have 1 by 3 has to be present in natural number d, but that is not possible. Suppose for 2 to be an image, then 2 by 3 has to be present in natural number set in the domain, but those are not possible. So 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, like those numbers which are already extra, which has no pre-image, which are not images. So when there is the extra, so in that case, we can say that is a mapping. That is truly a mapping. Why truly a mapping? Because each and every element of the set N, that means our domain set, is associated with the image, any one image of the set D. And moreover, that is also 1 to 1, because for each and every element, we are getting a special element and other element. But some extra elements would be there in the codomain. So that is a case of into. In the previous,
Hello, sir.
bolo,
Can I leave the class?
why?
Hello.
Why?
Okay, sir.
So the answer of y means okay, sir. Very good. Okay, maybe the network problem. So yet now that one is called the onto, another one is called the into. Any confusion yet now from your
No,
side?
sir.
Okay, found whatever we can do. Okay, next one, that those are the visualizations. So how to prove? How to prove if the not visualization is there? So for injective mapping, that means one-to-one mapping, how we can prove it? One-to-one or injective mapping. There are three ways. Number one, practically which one we can say, that is the main thing. If f of if x1 is not equal to x2, where x1 and x2 belonging to A in the mapping A to B, that implies f of x1 is not equal to f of x2. Okay, we would proceed with the proof. Another one, in the same way, if x1 is equal to x2, that implies f of x1 is equal to f of x2. Or in the reverse, that means both can be proved with the reverse. If f of x1 is equal to f of x2, then x1 is equal to x2. Then we can say the mapping is injective. Otherwise, it may be possible. How to check it is surjective. Another one term that is also connected with this, that is called the bijective. Bijective mapping means if we have f A to B, if that one, first of all, it must be one to one. One to one, that means it has to be injective, and two, that must be onto, that means surjective. So if any mapping itself is a injective and also surjective, that one is called a bijective. So one to one and onto, according to visualization, one and onto, that one is practically a bijective mapping. Okay, let's check with some example. Suppose that problem, if we have Z to Z, set of integer to set of integer. Okay, so next we are visualizing. We can say, okay, that one is true because 1, 2, 3, 4, anything, and the fx has been given as x plus 3. So whatever you are saying, 1 plus 3, that is 4, minus 1, that is minus 1 plus 3, so plus 2 is here, minus 1000, so minus 1000 plus 3, that means minus 997. So all are present in the Z, because Z means set of all positive and negative integers. But we are not proceeding with the visualization. We have to prove that using that type of way. Okay, so suppose let x1 comma x2 belongs to Z. Suppose that is for domain we are writing. So if f of x1 is equal to f of x2, then what is the meaning of x here? That is x plus 3. So we are writing in place of x1, that is x1 plus 3 is equal to x2 plus 3, and plus 3 plus 3, that is subtracted. So we are getting x1 is equal to x2. So we may say that one as injective. Okay, and we have to prove that one as onto. Onto means each and every elements are present here and associated with any one. Okay, let's check with another one problem that may be more better. Suppose we have a mapping F that is given R to R, and Fx has been given as x square, where x is belonging to R. Okay, can anyone say is that injective or not? How we can check? So we are starting, let x1 x2 belongs to R. So it has to be injective. X1 must have to be x2. Suppose let f of x1 is equal to f of x2. So f of x1 means that is x1 square. F of x2 means x2 square. Can we say x1 is equal to x2 from here? Anyone?
No, sir.
Why?
কারণ স্যার x1 equals to তাহলে root over x2 square হয়ে যাবে।
That means I am writing here. So root over of xn square is equal to root over of x2 square. Is that right now? Taking root over on the both side. Anyone? Another one. Is that right now?
Yes, sir.
No. When I am saying no,
No, sir.
root over না।
say.
ওটা পজিটিভ হতে পারে নেগেটিভ হতে পারে
Right, very good,
x2 টা
very good. That is wrong, because it may be x1 is equal to plus minus x2, because when we are getting the square root, it may be plus 2 minus 2. Just a small example, suppose I am giving you set of real numbers, that is our RD, that means domain. Set of real numbers, suppose that is our codomain. So 4 belongs to RD, 4 belongs to RCD. Now 4 is equal to 4, that is our f of x1, that is our f of x2. So x1 R belongs to here, so like that. Okay, so according to that we can say 4 is equal to 4, so square root of 4 is equal to square root of 4, because that is our x1 square. So we are practically writing that one as x1 square, that one as x2 square. So that does not mean it may be plus 2, it may be minus 2. Minus 2 whole square is also 4, plus 2 whole square is also 4. So plus 2 is not equal to minus 2. So in that case, x1 may be different, x1 and x2. So that mapping is not injective. Is that clear now? Something? Something clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Next one, we have to prove another one thing. Suppose that is subjective or not. Subjective means onto. Another one things we are proving with that, that is called the subjective. Surjective means onto, no extra element should be there. Okay, and for that, whatever we have to do it, we have to work with the p-image. Okay, so p-image means suppose x is belonging to, I am writing it here like RD for domain, and y is belongs to R of CD or codomain. So here think we have y is equal to x square. So what is the meaning of x? So x means plus minus square root of y. Okay, x is equal to plus minus square root of y. Now think, both has to be, x has to be belong in the real number. So in that case, when, so for any injective case, we have to check if f of x1 is equal to f of x2, then that implies x1 is equal to x2. That is the proof of injective. And for surjective, we have to think about the pre-image. If pre-image as or belongs to the domain from the codomain relation, okay, then it is called as a surjective. But here that does not belongs to the real number of codomain always. So we can say that is also not surjective. Okay, let's check with another one problem that would be better. Suppose we have f given z plus to z plus. Z plus means here set of all positive integers. That is set of all positive integers. And f has been given in that way. That is 2x. Okay, 2x, and x is belonging to suppose z plus. So here, if f of x1, where x1 and x2 belongs to z plus, suppose for domain. So f of x1 is equal to f of x2. That means we are getting 2 of x1 is equal to 2 of x2, and that always implies that x1 is equal to x2, because suppose we are considering any one element, suppose x1 is equal to 3, so that belongs to plus 3, and we have plus 3. Okay, no, it's better, it's from different. Suppose we are thinking the z domain has the value suppose 6 and z codomain has the value 6. So that implies 2 into x. So that is our 2 into x1. That one is equal to our 2 of x2. So that implies 2 into 3. That one implies 2 into 3. So we can divide the 2. So we can say that 3, that means x1, that is also plus. That one is also our x2, that is also plus. So that implies x1 is equal to x2. So that one relation or mapping is practically a injective mapping. An injective mapping. But another one, is that surjective? So for surjection, we have to be the pre-image in the domain set. Okay, so here the relation is 2x. So suppose we are thinking x is belonging to z plus, y is belonging to z plus. That is for domain, that is for codomain. Fx has been given as 2x. So that one is our y. So what we can write x. X is equal to, from here we can write y by 2. So x is equal to y by 2. But that does not always belongs to z plus. Suppose one example. Suppose I am taking y, that one as 7. So 7 is a positive integer. So 7 belongs to z plus codomain. So from here we can say 7 by 2 is our x, but that does not belongs to as an integer. That is not an integer. So for the codomain, not always the x belongs to in the domain. So that one, that mapping was injective but not surjective. And surjective means onto. Is that something clear? Okay. Next three things. After that we should end. The first one is called the composition of mappings. Compositions of mappings means now the mapping is not a single mapping, more than one mapping is there. Okay, so suppose F is a mapping has been given from A to B, and then G is another mapping. Suppose it has been given as B to C. So how the composition of mapping can be done? That is using a binary operation, and that is treated as like that. So that is one type of composition. Okay, and that one is also a mapping, and practically that map gives us A to B, B to C. So F is to G, or like that, F operation G gives us A to C. Okay, same as suppose we have G operation Fx. So G means we have B to C, and here that is A to B. Okay, but here that one is different because we cannot proceed with that type of mapping. That is not always possible. Moreover, we can also do, but not in that way. We can do it in another way. That means when we are writing f of g of x, so do in that way. At first, do the gx, then do the operation with f, or g of fx, then do like that. G at first, sorry, f at first, do the operation at first, then that one. Just looking like that. Suppose we have fx is equal to x square, then gx is equal to x plus 2. So after operation, suppose we are doing g of f. So g of f means g at first fx, then g. Okay, so suppose in place of x, I am writing here that one is m. Just whatever you do like in the function. Okay, so that is m. So at first, what is the meaning of fx? That is x square. So we are doing fm as m square. Then do the way that what is the meaning of gx x plus 2. So that one must be m square plus 2. So if we do the f of gx, or suppose m, so do the gm at first, then f. So that should be, what is the meaning of gx? X plus 2. So that should be m plus 2. Then f of m plus 2, that means x square when fx. So that is m plus 2 whole square. So in that way, the composition of mapping can be done. And inverse mapping is another thing. So when we have a mapping, we also have a inverse mapping. If we have f a to b is bijective, then we have f inverse, and f inverse means here we have fa for the a to b, so that one is a to b. So inverse means b to a, and we can say here a belongs to a, b belongs to b. Here is also we are writing in that way, f inverse b, that means b to a, but a belongs to a and fa is equal to b here. Both are same, but we are just reversing it or inversing it. So that is called the inverse of the mapping. Another one, last mapping, we can say that is constant mapping. Constant mapping means if a to b is said as constant, that means whatever be the mapping is, we are getting always c. Suppose we have fx is equal to 5. So whatever be the value of x is, if x is 7, then it is also getting 5. If f is -7, we are getting 5. So always we are getting a constant value. So that type of mapping is a constant mapping. And with that is called another one, that is identity mapping related with the constant, that if we have f a to a, that means from set A or domain A to codomain A. So always we are getting fx is equal to x for all x belongs to A. Those are called identity mapping.